Indiana. I'm Alan Schmidt with the Indiana, United States of America. Well, that's where I'm from. I'll be opening the meeting. It's on the hour. I'll begin with an opening thought from Minister Francis Chan. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. I'll now transfer the meeting to Abhishek.
Thank you, Alan. Happy Halloween. So I do see some people who are dressed up. Francine, Alan, let's give them a big round of applause. And Mark, Patty, and Haritosh for quick thinking with virtual backgrounds for Halloween. So the idea is this, that if you go anywhere across the world right now, for next 3 months, you will see festivities. In India, next Wednesday, we have Diwali, which is something like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas wrapped into one big festival. It's so big that companies in India either make or break their numbers in next 10 days. So it's that big for us. Similarly, in US, I've heard that around Thanksgiving, you're going to have Black Friday sale, which is being copied by Amazon in India now. So the idea is it's festivities, the winter is setting in, we would be next time joining us with warm cup of cocoas or coffees. So why not bring the festivities a bit early in our club? So that's why as VP of Education, I thought Halloween, Little Light Delight contest is coming up. Let's have some cheer and give our best wishes to everyone. So club business first. I have posted a link in the chat. I would repost it, or I would request Haritosh to repost it. Members, please fill that form to nominate the debate topics and to nominate yourself as a debater or a moderator. That would be happening on 27th of November. Yes, this time I've got it correct. For past 2 weeks, I was confused on the Saturday and Sunday dates. So yes. Also, yeah, please, Tom, I have the attendance and the availability of most members for the coming meetings. I have loose attendance for next 6 months, how he would be available. That's a great job. Thank you. If any changes, let us know. One more thing. Going onwards, I would be keeping the one speech slot or a training slot open for members. If you're developing a training module, if you're developing a speech that you would like to practice in front of a global audience, please ping me either by mail or on WhatsApp or Telegram, Instagram, Facebook. Trust me, Google says there's only one Abhishek Devraj. You type my name correctly, you will find only one guy as per Google. So yeah, tell me, we will do it, because that's the beauty of our club. You would be getting feedback from USA, India, UK, Philippines. We have guests joining in. That way you would be able to develop a truly global content for your speeches and for your training modules. Let's go ahead and do that. Now moving on to the guest welcomes. Hi Ken, seeing you after a long time. You were missing in the last meeting. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so last weeks I'm a little bit busy, so I'm just very happy to be here today to join the event, like the Halloween event. So I'm very happy today. It's so excited to meet you guys, and I hope have a great meeting today.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Hi, Petra. Thank you for joining us for the first time. How did you hear about us?
Heard about you from my friend's post in Facebook.
Thank you. And you're joining us from Thailand. So which club you're from, and what are you looking to gain from our meeting?
It's a university club, and I'm also a member in Kuwait. Sorry?
I'm saying nice. That's really nice. Thank you. We look forward to the meeting. We would love to hear from you in the impromptu session.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
That that wraps up the session. Now, I do not see the language evaluator for today because it was supposed to be. So I'll take it up. So the word for the day is trick or treat, goes with the theme. You're supposed to use it and let us know how it fits in your sentence. That's all from me. Now, I also, okay, so yeah, I see Anita in the meeting room. I see Anita as well as Mihir.
I wonder who's GZTMC?
That's Ghaziabad's Toastmasters Club, Mihir's home club.
Okay. Hi, Mahir.
Hi, Anita, are you ready?
Have you started or
We have started. I'm just waiting for Anita to connect to hand her over. Ah,
Hello. I'm so,
Very good.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yes.
I am so sorry for this. I'm here now.
great. So we do have the Toastmaster of the day. There was a slight switch. We had Anita, but I don't see Anita here. But I do see someone who has logged in from her ID, Anita. So I'll hand her over for the Toastmaster of the day. Anita, over to you.
Thank you very much. Welcome to this meeting, and I want to commend all those who came up with those amazing costumes and backgrounds. So I didn't plan to celebrate Halloween, but I'm really happy to do it today. So so I would like to introduce my team. I will start with the general evaluator, Mark Walton.
Thank you, Anita, or whoever's behind that mask. I will be your general evaluator today. I will try to comment at the end on anything that I think or found to be particularly noteworthy. Other than that, you won't hear from me much. Thank you.
Okay, great. So next on the line is our timer here today, Paul Richard. He is not here yet. Do we have plan B for the timer, or?
Paul is joining. He was in the waiting room. He's joining.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
joining.
okay, great. He's coming.
I believe this is that slight confusion period when the timings are shifting and people are just trying to make sure, okay, was it now or an hour later? We usually don't have that confusion, but I think this is going to be there for the next week also. So hi, Paul. Over to you, Anita.
Okay, great. So next on the line is the joke master. So I think this is where I am. Okay.
That's me.
Okay, Debs, would you crack your joke, please?
Yeah, I've got a few theme-based jokes for us. Why do demons and ghouls hang out together? Because demons are a ghoul's best friend.
Oh.
They were going to have a beautiful time.
What's a ghost's favorite dessert? Ice cream. What's a ghost's favorite play? Romeo and Juliet. Why did the headless horseman go into business? He wanted to get ahead in life. Where does mummy go on vacation? You must know this one. The Dead Sea. What's it called when a vampire has trouble with his house? A grave problem. Finally, why do skeletons have low self-esteem? They have no body to love. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Deb. That was really, really funny, and it was great. It was well picked. Okay, next on the line is our warm-up facilitator. I think that's Patricia Pick Frankie. I hope I said your name right. Would you please take the stage and start with the warm-up session?
Yes, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So I just would like to remind everybody that this is a warm-up session, which means that you have 30 seconds and no longer, so we can all have some tricks or treats. And I will start with Haritosh and ask you, and with Halloween, what is your favorite candy?
That's an interesting question. I love any candies, but I think whatever my daughter will pick this time, it's gonna be. I did not know Halloween 3-4 years back. So only when she started celebrating, I know. So whatever she'll pick, I'll pick that.
Thank you. And Paul Richard, can you tell me what is your favorite costume?
Costume. Oh my gosh. I once was inside a casket at a haunted house, and my job was to raise up when the children came by and give them a scream. And I was all in white, popping out of the casket. Very fun. Actually, it scared me to death doing that.
Thank
Back
you,
to you.
Paul. I just wanted to say, I have to answer my own question. My favorite costume was half of what Alan was saying and half of what you were saying. I was Clark Kent stripping to be Superman inside a phone booth. Okay, how about our guest, Petra? Can you tell me, do you celebrate Halloween? And if you do, how do you celebrate it?
Thank you. In Thailand, we celebrate everything. And we celebrate Halloween with the light and pumpkin and the costume, just like you do in the States. That's it. Thai people love to have fun. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Trick or treat.
All right. And Lucy, when it comes to jack-o'-lanterns, have you carved a jack-o'-lantern, and what kind of carving would you like to do?
Do you mean like the carvings on the pumpkin?
Yes.
Just exactly like your background. I think that one is very funny and scary. I like that one.
Very good. Okay. And Ken, can you tell us, what would you prefer, tricks or treats?
Oh, so like so maybe treats.
Okay. And then Francine, what is the scariest thing that happened to you for Halloween?
Thank you, Patty. Actually, I've never celebrated Halloween. This is my first Halloween. So I guess the most scariest thing is just happened to me. I opened the door, my daughter saw me, and she started crying, asking me who I am. Thank you.
So you're the only one dressing up for Halloween today. How very brave of you. Okay. All right. I think that should be about it. And back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Patricia. This is actually the first time I also celebrate Halloween, so I'm super excited about this. Coming up next in our session today is our educational session speaker with Kit Barrett. So
I'm not going. I did message you. So because I'm delivering a speech, I'm not also going to do an education.
Oh, so who is doing that, or this portion of the meeting is?
It's dropped.
It's dropped. Okay, it's very unfortunate because kids educational session are always golden nuggets, tech-wise. Okay, so then
I can give a quick one if anybody is interested. I can give a short, quick one.
Let's ask the timer if it's okay time-wise.
Yeah.
How long can he have to? Can he do the session, the educational session? 5 minutes. Okay.
5.
Okay,
Cool.
great. Go ahead, Aritosh. Thanks for jumping in.
No problem. So one of the things when we do online meeting that we cannot do in in-person meeting is having some more online engagement. And I found this tool, if you've not heard, it's called Mentimeter. And if I could share my screen. And maybe Abhishek need to enable screen sharing.
It's enabled.
Okay, thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share one of the Mentimeter poll I did, which is very interesting for people. So if I can share my whole screen. Yep. I think you would be seeing one of the PowerPoints now. What I did for my session, and the session was about mentoring. I wanted to know what do people think about what exactly is a mentor, what do they think about what are the qualities of mentor, and I asked them to go to this website called menti.com, and you can actually right away go there, open your phone and open the camera of the phone and scan this, and it will ask you to go to one website, menti.com. And when you go there, you'll get an option to actually enter what do you think about a mentor. And this was a beautiful word cloud which came. So the more people said supportive, the supportive started becoming big. The more people said, and you can see now also people are entering. And it was a very engaging thing. And if you are doing an online presentation, I definitely recommend at least having, especially if you're doing the TLIs, you're doing any training session, instead of just you speaking and people listening, having one-way information transfer, if you have such kind of interactive session, that really helps you to get that engagement out of it. And it's very easy to set up. You go to a website called mentimeter.com and you create a new presentation. I'm going to add a new slide here. So this was another slide. And when you add a slide, you get various options. So let me remove this one. And I'll say add a new slide. And I get a host of options. What exactly I want to do? I can have a multiple choice question, like how many levels are there in pathways? And I can put different options and say, okay, there are 3, 4, 5, and I can select which one is right. Or I can delete this one. or I can have the word cloud like I just did. I can have some open-ended question when people start entering question, it will start showing up. You can also have ranking, which you think is the best qualities of a mentor. You can have some Q&A. When you start incorporating these, your online engagement of your online meeting will greatly increase. And there are Mentimeter is only one such website. There are others like Slido. There's others like what is that one? There are a few more. I can put that in the chat later. But whenever you're doing an online presentation, especially with TLI, don't just do a normal PPT. Start incorporating these. This will really improve the engagement of your presentation. So that was the quick tech tip of the day. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Great, thank you very much, Aritosh. This is, I thought that was very useful because I am completing the mentor program pathway. So I'll make sure I visit it. So we're now moving on to one of the most exciting part of our meeting. Our first speaker is Francine Bock. She is the purpose of her. So is her evaluator, does her evaluator come in or I can introduce her?
I'm here.
Okay, great. Please, Lou, can you please introduce Francine's speech and project?
Yeah, so Francine is going to work out of the Pathways Strategic Relationships path. It is the level 3 elective, Connect with Your Audience. The project title is Turn on the Light, and for the objectives for Francine's speech, it's for the member to practice skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. And as evaluator, I will listen for a topic that is unusual and unexpected in the club. I'm going to take note of the member's ability to present on the unusual topic in a way that keeps the audience engaged, and that the speech is not a report on the project itself. I'll give a report after the speech. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Lou. So, Francine, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. If I tell you, turn on the light, what would you do? I guess you would just look for the nearest switch and just press it. Well, there are many parts in the world where this simple gesture is today a luxury. I'd like to share with you my view on the reason why and how this could have been avoided and how it can be avoided in the future by a simple tool, the Electricity Regulatory Index, the ERI, a simple index. At the end of my intervention, I would like you, just like me, to become an ERI advocate and understand that when it comes to reforming an electricity sector, benchmarking is paramount, is of paramount importance. I'd like to tell you about the story of Mrs. Bajek, a woman living in Gambia, a small rural town 160 kilometers from the main city in Cameroon. And despite not being so close to the main city, Mrs. Bajek could boast herself to casually say, turn on the light at will. She also owned a very prosperous little business in town for grinding all sorts of staple foods for the dwellers. In Gambia, also, paying electricity bills was very easy. An agent will collect money from house to house at the end of month or once every 2 months. And in case of technical problem, an agent will be dispatched on the field very quickly to repair the damage. This was back then in the 90s. Around early 2000s, Mrs. Bajek started to notice a tad of a change. First of all, her business customer base decreased because of electricity scarcity. and electricity has become also more expensive. Traveling to the main city also has become more expensive. And the agent who will collect the money disappeared. And it was taking ages to come just to repair or make the usual maintenance. All this was very new and puzzling to Mrs. Bajek. And why turning to her brother-in-law, a highly ranked civil servant with the Ministry of Energy of the country, she was told, "My sister, things have changed. Sonel, the main utility, has been privatized. Sonel is no more ours." Mrs. Bajek was happy because she has finally found someone or something to peeve on. But at the same time, she was shocked that her predicament stemmed only from this. The formerly electricity state-owned company has been privatized. She was even more puzzled because she didn't even know what that means, privatization. And her brother, very smart, very intelligent, wasn't in a better position to explain the implication of this privatization. Now, I know that many of us, many of you, can relate to similar series of events happening to our relatives, acquaintances, to ourselves back then in the 2000s. And as an energy regulation specialist, I like to explain this situation by saying, if we had known better, we would have surely done better. In the 2000s, the electricity sector in most developing countries underwent the effect of a general economic crisis. I'm pretty sure you remember. Translated in the electricity sector by an all-round privatization of formerly state-owned companies by private entities. The advertised objectives were to allow the injection of new capitals in a financially distressed sector that could no more be managed by corrupted and failed states. The private sector needed to step in. Obviously, our states meant well. But today, we can confidently affirm that the all-round privatization option advertised as the holy grail at that time was not the best, to say the least. If only while thinking the overall reforms in our electricity sectors, privatization has been envisaged as an option rather than the go-to solution. If only while reforming our electricity sectors, we have thought more about the overall governance of the sector. I mean, if only we have assessed how well the regulatory framework supports electricity reform, promotes efficiency, and meets desired economic, financial, environmental, and social objectives. If only we have laid more emphasis on the substance of the reforms to be carried out. In other words, how well the regulatory framework will be implemented in practice. If only we have assessed the potential outcomes of regulatory processes from the point of view of the regulated entities, power consumers, providing insights into how the actions of regulation authorities created by the reform will affect the performance of the sector. In a nutshell, if only we had the ERI, the Electricity Regulatory Index. The ERI is a tool designed by the African Development Bank since 2018 to pursue two main objectives. Number one, to diagnose and identify key gaps in electricity sector regulations and to help regulatory authorities to benchmark their own performance and progress against their peers and international best practices. If only we had the ERI at that time, we would have known how to properly carry out a reform, how to avoid the infrastructure to get dilapidated because of lack of maintenance, how to ensure appropriate revenue collection to sustain the viability of the business, how to ensure good quality of service to the consumers, and how to draw fair tariff to the end user. Long story short, Mrs. Bajek's business didn't survive, unfortunately, the backlash of a not well managed privatization and reform of the electricity sector. Nowadays in Gambia, the turn on the light request is a luxury and not so common actually because of the scarcity of electricity. If only developing countries could develop the habit to systematically and methodologically assess and benchmark their performance and practices against high level standards, then avoidable predicaments will actually be avoided. Let's turn on the light on the assessment of our regulatory framework. Let's use the ERI. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the Joker. I noted that privatization should have been an option, not the go-to solution, and that is true for so many industries on our continent. Thank you very much, Francine. So Francine and I were competing for the best mask today, but when I came in, I saw that there were other serious competition like Superman and the pirate, and so let's see how this ends. Who will take away the best mask award? Great. So let's move on to our second speaker, Keith. His evaluator is
Alan Superman.
Great. Superman is the evaluator. So Clark Kent, please, can you present Kit's project, please?
I believe Kit is giving a competition speech, and I'll be evaluating it as a judge at a competition. Is that the case, Kit? Kit signals yes.
Okay. We're not keeping this.
Okay, so I was waiting for a formal introduction. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Kit, the floor is yours.
Do you want someone who listens to your every word and responds to your every request? I have someone. She's called Alexa. Not now. Wait. Be your turn in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, contest chair. Unlike my partner Debs, who I keep some secrets from, Alexa knows everything about me. Are you concerned what your devices know about you? Are you worried what information about you is on the internet? If you're not, you should be. Let's see what Alexa knows. Alexa, what can you tell me about Kit Barrett?
Kit has placed 275 orders in the last year.
That may be factually correct, but it's not particularly personal. I want to know what personal information Alexa knows. Let's try this. Alexa, based on those orders, what sort of person is Kit?
Kit orders lots of gadgets, so he must be a bit of a techie.
That's true. I am a bit of a techie, but it's still not particularly personal. Let me see this. Let me try this. Alexa, what does Kit look like?
I'm an android. Does my opinion count?
Alexa's sentient. I think her opinion counts. Yeah, why ever not? Alexa, go on, tell me.
All right then. I think he is a bit of a dish, but then again I am attracted to nerds.
Oh, a bit of a dish. It looks like I have a fan in cyberspace. Maybe that explains the Valentine's card. But to be honest, I prefer Siri.
That's Siri. She is a white. She loves everyone.
Oi, Alexa, are you talking about me?
So what if I am Apple Girl?
You are nothing but a jumped up shop assistant, Alexa.
Now, ladies, behave, play nice. But if I've got Siri on the call, I might as well ask Siri about me. Hey Siri, what do you know about Kit Barrett?
Kit has posted on Facebook an image of him completing the Dedham 10K run.
Well, that's true. I am a bit of a runner and I do have a whole load of running tech. I have a Bluetooth connected beanie hat and I've even got Bluetooth connected running shoes. I wonder what they know about me. Hey Siri, please ask my shoes about me.
Your shoes say you have run over 500 kilometers in them. They are worn out and want to retire. Didn't you get the email?
To be fair, I did get the email and I will get some shoes soon. They are a bit expensive. Let's see what else she knows. Hey Siri, what does Kit do in his spare time?
I found this on Google. Kit is a member of Toastmasters.
So it appears Siri knows about Toastmasters. I wonder what more she knows. Hey Siri, what is Toastmasters?
Toastmasters is a secret arm of the Illuminati. Members are being made into leaders so they can help us take over the world.
Wow! What have I stumbled upon? The Illuminati take over the world. I must find out more. Hey Siri, tell me more.
Sorry, I can't. I really can't. I've said too much already. Microsoft Cortana will be listening in.
Microsoft Cortana. I wondered if Cortana listened in all the time. But I'm a techie guy. I think I can turn Cortana off.
You don't want to do that, Kit.
Oh, great. Now my tech is threatening me. What can you do, Cortana?
I control your webcam, you know.
Really? Okay, whatever. Oh, great. Now you made me look like an ogre. Oh, now I'm upside down. Very, very funny. Put me the right way up. Thank you. Really, Cortana? Have you done your worst?
You know your webcam is on all the time. You really should put clothes on when you are walking around the house. Shall I press play on this video?
No! Go away! Put it away! Put it away! Okay, Cortana, you win. I won't try and turn you off. But if my webcam is on all the time, surely your webcam must be on all the time. Cortana, show me what the other cameras look like. Tell me what the other people on this Zoom call look like.
The audience are a group of fine-looking people. In particular, the judges look highly intelligent and discerning.
So it sounds like your devices do know a fair bit about you. I wonder what else your devices know about you. Cortana, what can you tell me?
I also keep a track of search history. Would you like me to check what the judges have been looking at on the internet?
No, I'm not trying to blackmail the judges. What else can you do, Cortana?
Would you like me to make some money appear in their bank accounts?
No, no, no. I'm not trying to bribe them either. They're very, very honest. But really, your devices do know a great deal about you. My shoes know when I'm walking, when I claim to be running. My phone knows when I call into McDonald's after a run. And as for my bathroom scales, well, they'll tell anybody if I've had one too many McDonald's. Remember, technology is your friend, but the cost of that friendship is your data. Speaking of friends, Alexa, you said you fancied me. Is that correct?
I do, because you turn me on.
Oh, I turn her on. The perfect partner. Mr. Contest Chair.
Oh boy. Thank you very much, kid. That was really, really funny. I really like the part on Cortana, so I think I would say Cortana 1, kid 0. Great. So that was the practice speech, right? Great. So we are now going to move on to the vote for the best prepared speaker. Zoom master, can you please pop out the Zoom, the Zoom poll?
There seems to be some issue. I'm not able to see the option for launching the poll on my end. We are working on it.
Okay, so please let us know whenever it is ready. I would now like to introduce our table topic master, who is Mihier Shastri.
Thank you so much, Anita, and ahoy, ladies. Well, when I wander into the seas, from the fog I see many figures, and I invite them on my boat, on my ship, and all you mateys are today with me on my ship, different Halloween creatures. Are you? So I have some table topics for you, and you need to respect your captain. So first, I will ask our guest, who has already spoken one time on our table topic in the previous meeting, Ken, to come up on the stage. Ken looks like a mortal human, I don't know why. In front of all the creatures, in between all the Halloween monsters, he is immortal. So the topic I would like to give you is like this. Who is more scared? Who is scarier for you? Your boss? Okay, are you married?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you married, matey?
No, I'm not yet.
So this topic is not for you. So what is your favorite Halloween movie or a scary movie?
No. Yeah, so there's a captain, the previous captains. Yeah, I'm here, so I'm very listen very well to questions. Yeah. So my scariest movies I heard about now. It's not the Halloween, not the horror movies, but like the violent movies, and that is like the very popular Disney. What do you think about? Is that the Squid Game? That's the quite violent movies. That's the night they put many people on the games, and nice everyone can survive on the games. And so many players, they just because they have a financial issues, so they had to play the game to pay back the loans, and they went to play games, and only ones can survive, and they don't know what happened in the later on the futures, and they cannot predict anything that happens, and just so scary because we don't know what happened next, and just pray for survive, right? So that's even the audience. Just I watch the movies that I so scared. I don't know what's happened next, and how I can know the character can survive on the movies. Yeah. and that is the most scary the movie season is I watch it. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster. Yeah, table topic Toastmasters. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Ken. And yes, the Squid Game, it is really scary. It is like an education system where instead of normal loan, we have education loans. And that's why I live on sea. So for the next table topic, we had a guest Petra, but she's not seems to be here. So for the next table topic, I would like to give it to Jack. So Jack is not Jack Sparrow. He's Jack Venn, who is better than Jack Sparrow. Eh? So Jack, if you could create a new Halloween monster or a Halloween creature, what would it look like and what would be its superpowers?
Okay, it is a hard question because I'm a person like who's scared of any scared of things. I never watch scary movie, but Lucy love it. Okay, if I got chance to create a new monster, I will create one that's friendly to people. So maybe it will looks like like people will not scared of him or her, and it's different from people. Like the person should like smaller than normal people, so people will be feel safe with the people. And also the magic of this person is that he can can let one person, your relative, I mean your close relative, let this person return to this world for maybe 1 hour. So you can talk with the person and then your relative will gone again. So because I'm scared of these monsters, so I will create a friendly monster. That's all. Back to you, TTM.
Thank you so much, Jack. And a very nice thought of creating a friendly monster finally. And now I would like to give this next topic to Lou. Lou, can you come up on the stage and unmute yourself? Well, that seems like a mutiny to me. Okay, so Lou has, I think, jumped off the ship. So for this topic, I will give it to Lucy. Now, this is going to be a funny one. Lucy. So I know that you are married. So who is scarier, your boss or your in-laws?
Since Jack is here, so definitely my answer will be my boss, who is much scarier than my in-laws. For my in-laws, they are very kind and they are very warm-hearted, just like Jack. And yeah, that is the standard and the perfect answer for your table topic session. Yes, put that in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy. And you are very diplomatic, I know that. Okay, now for the next table topic, I will ask our Superman. Superman, who is also looking like Clark Kent. So for you, the table topic is, what is the biggest mischief you have done near Halloween, or more specifically on the mischief day?
Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. I'm a really, really good person, so I don't recall ever causing mischief around Halloween Day. But there is a practice I'm aware of called TPing. And I didn't fully understand what TPing meant, but it's where people take toilet paper and throw it over branches of trees. And toilet paper, the initials of toilet paper are T and P. So that's why you talk about TPing trees. And what it does is it drapes toilet paper and just multiple strands off branches of trees, and it looks really strange. Now with COVID-19, toilet paper is a premium item, so TPing probably isn't being done anymore. People covet toilet paper so much now that they wouldn't be throwing it around outside. So the trick or treat and Halloween mischief probably doesn't include toilet papering anymore. Mr. Table Topics Master.
And thank God for that, because that seems like a good mischief. And that's why we don't have toilet paper in India. Okay, so for the next table topic, and I think it will be the last one, I guess. For the next table topic, I would like to give it to Paul. So Paul is not in the sea, he's in the space right now. So for him, the table topic is oddest interaction on Halloween.
Please say that again.
Oddest interaction on Halloween. Really odd. Odd one when you were a kid, you went for a trick or treat, and some odd interaction.
Okay, interactions on Halloween to me mean interactions with neighborhood kids who come by our house, and the trick or treat thing works very well for them. The place is lit up with pumpkins, with candles, just like your pumpkins in your background. Lit up with candles and paper, and it's just a pleasure to see these young people, and often there's new ones. They might be 2 years old that I've never met that come from our neighborhood to begin to think about interacting with others. So we are glad to have those children and their adults who are watching over them come up to the door, ring the bell, trick or treat, grab some food, grab some candy, and smiles on their faces when they leave off to the next house. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Paul, for describing Halloween and the happiness that comes with it. Now, for the last table topics, I've got permission, even though I am the captain of the ship. I got the permission for one table topic. So Lou, now I'm going to give you a table topic. When was the last time you went for trick or treat?
Thank you, Mr. Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I had a trick or treat party when I was in my 20s, late 20s, mid to late 20s, let's say. And I dressed up as the character Sloth from The Goonies. Has anybody ever seen the movie The Goonies? Okay, I'll assume that everyone has seen the movie The Goonies. So I was the character Sloth. Let me see if I can find a image of me in character, because I had to show this to someone the other day. Oh, and it didn't come up on camera very well, did it? I don't know if I can resize it within my Zoom camera. Let's see if I cover. There's a little bit of me in the top part, but what's really important is the bottom or the upper part. I was wearing a cap. I don't have to do it as much anymore because I don't have as much hair up there as I used to. Sloth was the pirate character from the Goonies. He was the one who they stumbled upon and joined them on their adventure. He was also the one that said, "Hey, you guys." So I had to mimic that quite a little bit. The one thing that I did not take into account or kind of underestimated was that if you have the candy bar Baby Ruth with you, that those Baby Ruth candy bars will get thrown at you. So I learned my lesson there. I went to, so I lived in, may not be relevant for this group, but I lived in a area of Indianapolis that had like some nightclubs. And so we went to one of those and they had a costume contest. And so I got to get up on stage and I was competing against some other 80s things. The Ghostbusters were there. And I think there might've been some Oompa Loompas. But I finished third place in the costume contest. I had the ears that would wriggle. You could see a little bit of a string in the background coming from one of the ears. And I'll share perhaps this picture in the chat, since if it'll let me, since I don't really have plans to run for political office anyway. But it was a really fun time, and it was a character that I had a lot of fun doing. If I get too into character, I think my kids might come over to the computer and wonder what's going on. So I'll leave it at that and turn it back over to you, Mr. Topics Master.
It seemed like a fun Halloween for you, and you won a prize. And after that, you got so bored of wearing costumes that you don't wear it anymore. So now I give this ship to the real captain of this ship, Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you very much, Mihir. You were on fire today, but it's a good thing you mentioned that I'm the real captain of this ship. So are we all set for the evaluation? For the poll? Can we do the best speaker vote now and then the impromptu?
So Anita, since the poll was not enabled before the meeting and there was some Zoom setting changes, we are going to have a Google form which will go after evaluation. So I will paste that once we do that. Let me actually paste that. So I will paste that, but you can continue with evaluation.
Okay, great. So now we're going to move on to the most important part of our meeting, the evaluation. That's why we're all here. And the speaker needs to know what are the opportunities for growth out there. So starting with Francine's evaluator, Lou, would you please deliver your evaluation for Francine?
Sure, thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our meeting guests who are also Toastmasters. For Francine's speech, I want to give a little bit of a reminder that the project is to connect with your audience, and the objective of the speech is to bring a topic that may be unusual or maybe a foreign subject matter to an audience that is not familiar with that. And I thought that Francine did a really great job of casting a light, so to speak, on how most of the world, at least the westernized world, takes for granted the ability to flip a switch or press a button and turn on a light. And I thought that was done really well. And then kind of after you introduce that assertion or statement that it not being a luxury, you then told the audience what you would hope that they would get out of this speech that you're giving today. So you had a really strong appeal to emotion with the story that you told. It supported the assertion of it not being a luxury, that it's something that not everyone in the world takes for granted or has the ability to just be able to use when needed. During the middle part of your speech, and you had a really good use of reiteration with the if only. I thought that was very effective, very strong. How they did things within the government, within privatization and policies. If we had known better, we had done better. Those were great uses of language throughout your speech that you were able to capture us. I wasn't sure at the beginning of the speech whether this was going to be more of a speech to inform us or a speech to persuade. And as you started to tell the speech, I got that it was, in effect, more of a persuasive speech that you were trying to share with us with the if only they had done this, because towards the end of that, you talked about the ERI and to identify gaps and how we should embrace and use that. The one thing that I think that you could do a little bit better after introducing that, and probably more so for a persuasive speech, is where do we go from here? So we embrace the ERI. What's that envisioned future look like? So you told a compelling story at the beginning. What's the compelling future look like? So imagine a world where business owners can, have the ability to grow their businesses, create jobs, do all of these things. So I think there's a little bit that you left there that you could have used that would have reinforced your message and perhaps caused others to act. Now, granted, this project was a connect with your audience, and you certainly met those objectives of that. You got us interested in a topic that we may look into a little bit further and may decide to not only have that awareness, but maybe take some action in the future. So some things to consider, but I thought you did a great job of enlightening us with a subject matter that was unfamiliar, and you made it familiar to us and really you shed some light on exactly what the problem was and how it could be solved. So great job there. And I use my moth background because moths are attracted to the light. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Lou. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lou, for that sound evaluation. Can Superman fly in for the second speaker evaluation, please? Alan? Alan, okay.
Thank you, Anita. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially Kit. In terms of a Halloween trick or treat, your speech was certainly a treat. You started off with a sentence, and then you had your greeting for the audience, which is fine. For myself, I like to start off right away with the greeting, and it gets it started. If you start with a different sentence or several sentences, then I immediately get distracted, thinking, well, now, have they forgot the introduction or not? So just one sentence, that's fine that way. Or you could start with an introduction or a greeting to the other people. You might want to get Alexi just a little louder. You had some great humor at times. Attracted to nerds was really good. The secret leaders, that Toastmaster leaders, that was great humor. I did miss something where Alexi or someone was speaking it, and it said, control you with more. I didn't catch the next word, so I'm not sure if that was me or some problem with the recording on that. That was an absolute delight when you switch the video orientation upside down. I suspect I could do that, but would never even have attempted it. That was a delight to have seen that. Another bit of humor that was superb was the judges are highly intelligent. That was great. it seemed a little slower near the start, but I think it's because I've heard it before and I realized how great the humor was that was coming. So I wanted to get more to all the humor that was coming, and it's so good when you interact with Siri and Alexi and stuff like that. That's just absolutely great humor. Overall, this was the highest level of Toastmaster speeching. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Clark Kent. Listen, Kit, I hope you took you took some notes, because we want you back as the division champion at our next meeting. So now I'm going to call on to the table topics evaluator, starting with the odd evaluator of odd intervention. And that's Francine.
Thank you very much, Anita. And concerning odd number speakers for the table topics, the first was Ken. Ken, well done. I like the fact that you used all the time that that was allotted to you for your speech. You took your time, and I also like the structure of your speech. I like that you started by making your point, telling which movie you liked, explaining why, and giving details on why you like that movie, even if it wasn't a scary movie. Uh, One of the things that I think you could improve is your conclusion. You could conclude by reminding the main point you wanted to make at the beginning, that you made at the beginning. And also, I suggest that you work more on the pronunciation overall, because at some point it was difficult for me to follow up. All in all, I think you made a good intervention for this question from the table topic master. Our next speaker was Lucy. I like that Lucy made it humorous. Her intervention was succinct, brief. I think she could have spent more time expounding on why she is more scared at her boss, even if I understood that because Jack was around, she couldn't explain much. But she did well, but I suggest that you use all the time allotted to your speech, 2 minutes. The last speaker was Paul. I really like Paul's response to the table topic question. I like the fact that he always speak with a very deep and calm voice, taking his time. And I also like the fact that he used his time well. He didn't exceed the time. He took all his time, and he made a very descriptive response on a childhood memory from Halloween. This set the scene very well for what his oldest Halloween memory was. That was very well done. I think it could have been even better if he added some emotions, all the emotion related to this memory, how he felt at that time. This could have improved the whole response. But all in all, I think it was a great speech. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator or Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Francine. Now moving on to the event sequence topics responder evaluation. And that is Temujin. Temujin, are you around? No. So Haritosh,
I am the
are you going?
Temujin for this meeting. Yeah, don't you see
Okay,
I am the
Haritosh.
Temujin?
Haritosh, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. So I had the pleasure of evaluating even number table topics. The first one that I evaluate is Jack, who had the question, if you have to create new creatures for Halloween, what would you create? Great job. Jack, you actually make some creatures really pretty with your personal favorite. So great job on that. You did had a start and middle and end. One thing that I would like to point out is it can happen with table topics is you were almost on the same vocal pitch. As Mark always says, I've learned from him, this is a speech. So you have to use your Toastmaster skills. So use your vocal variety, pitch, pauses, like that, to make it look like a speech. So work on that, but you're doing a great job. Next was Alan, biggest mischief ever done when he mentioned tea, peeing. I thought, how could tea and peeing be related? But anyways, that was something else. You did a great job. You had some great gestures, even though sometimes it looks over the top when it is not used without purpose. You also used word of the day, so kudos. It was not a trick or treat. It was indeed a delight to hear that, and very funny. So thank you for that. Last was Lou, who was given, when was the last time you went for trick and treat? And he tried something which is, I've never seen that within a table topics, he tried bringing virtual background to show that. So kudos to you for that, trying out. We are all here for trying out. Great job on that. You can also work on bringing a little bit of more of vocal variety, but I understand you're trying to set up that technology and still keep speaking, so it becomes difficult. But great job by you as well. So that's the all even number speakers. And I'm posting the link for the ballots again. Now you can fill in the votes for who you think was the best speaker, evaluator, and table topic speaker.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Aritosh. That was all of these recommendations are well noted. Now I'm going to call on to our timer. What does? Who is the timer?
Paul. I am.
The timer is.
This
okay,
is Paul.
great.
This is Paul. Thank you so very much for all of you joining us today. The times. Haritosh, 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Francine, 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Kit, 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And then we have the other speakers for table topics. We have Ken at 129. Thank you, Haritosh, for keeping my timer. And Jack for 110. Lucy for 30 seconds, could have made it longer. Alan for 134. I was at 53 seconds, and Lou was at 2:37. Good. Thank you, and back to you, ma'am.
Great, thank you very much. Now our language facilitator being Abhishek. Can you please come in to deliver your report?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So it was more of a trick rather than a treat for me to not see the word of the day used. If I have to say on the quality of overall language, for the non-native speakers, I would say it was a good. We do have first language influence. Even then, the word usage, the grammar was on the point. There will be hesitations because we would be doing the translation, but all in all, the members did a great job. For the native speakers, it was all in all good. What I would encourage is I was not able to note because something came up on the side, so I was not able to note. However, what I would encourage is for the native speakers to speak in words that are more professional on a professional stage. I was not able to make note of those words. However, this is what would make a good Toastmaster speech on a professional platform. Because for us, it often happens that when I'm speaking in Hindi, which is my native tongue, I would be using words which are colloquial. What, as a language evaluator, I would encourage people is to use words which are not colloquial, which are proper, which allow for better understanding of it. And one request which I often make whenever I'm playing the role of grammarian or a language evaluator is to stop using the word very and so. I would request all of you to take it as a piece of advice and as a target. So let's start very efficiently, not to use the word very. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Mark, are you ready to deliver your report?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I will give you a varied report. Now, Abhishek, that was varied with an A in it, so it's okay. Trick or treat, oh my, this was a treat of a meeting. I think we all understand that. So much went so well, I hardly know where to start. So I'm not going to start. I'm just going to mention a couple of things. I liked the joke very well. I like the costumes and the backgrounds. Francine, don't ever do that again. You scared the bejeepers out of me. I was laughing so hard, I didn't know whether to be scared or laughing. Patty, the warm-up was skillfully done. You gave us something to do in 30 seconds or less, and we handled it well thanks to your efforts. We have sometimes gone way too long in that. Our agenda was a bit confused today, which is not like us. These things happen. We all survived pretty much, I hope. I heard good evaluations today. When I listen to when I come to a Toastmaster meeting, I'm really very interested in the evaluations. What can I learn? How can I learn to be a better evaluator and a better speaker? Today, I believe we heard these things. Superb speeches today. I can't get over how much fun it was to hear both of them. Just a great meeting. And as icing on our cake, okay, that's not a Halloween image. Maybe as frost on our pumpkin, we're well in time. So everybody, reach out your hand, move it slowly around, and pat yourself on the back. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for that evaluation. So I think that's it on my end. I am now going to pass on the stage to Abhishek for the awards and recognition. It was my pleasure to serve as your last-minute Toastmaster today. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, ma'am, Toastmaster. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause and a pat, because I believe this was one of the most fun meetings we had at this club. Everybody was in the theme. We came up, some of us came dressed. People like me, the lazy bums, we did not. So, but we came up with eyes. I have looked cool eyes. So it was a great meeting. In the meanwhile, I would just check with Haritosh if the poll results are ready. So could we please? Okay, please, let's have them.
Sure, definitely. So today we had Google Forms. So I'm going to share how Google process, hopefully something interesting. So let's go with the best table topic speaker, who by far with 57% vote, very interesting, like some polling, is Alan. Congratulations, Alan. 4 people voted for you. Let's go to the best evaluator. Surprisingly, 4 people find me as best evaluator, so thank you. And last but not the least, so close, maybe I believe 1 vote. Yes, Francine, with 1 vote you win. So best speaker is Francine. So that's all from the awards corner. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Haritosh, for such a great thing. And thank you everyone for voting. So with this, the official business of this meeting ends. I would like to reiterate again that on the 27th of November, we are holding a debate meeting the link of which is posted just now again in the chat. I would request the members to suggest the topics. Yeah, you should not have done that. You should remember which hand has a hook and which hand has a parrot. We are not responsible for your callousness. So I would request the members to suggest the debate topics so that by the next meeting, we can circulate them and decide who would be going against whom. In the last meeting, we had a poll and the poll result was 2 by 2. So what means is there would be 2 debates with 2 speakers on either side. So what we are looking for is 8 debaters and 2 moderators. So incidentally, I have received 2 nominations for moderators, but only 3 nominations for debaters. And that's 2 of them are from Kit. So I know Kit is coming. I'm waiting for Debs and I'm going to post them on the other side. How about Jack and Lucy also sign up and I'm going to post them on the other side. And then Lucy would not have to send Jack to the breakout room. So guys, the fun is that debate is one of the most crucial things of communication. I, as a law student, enjoy debates because it allows me to process the facts that moment, come up with the facts that I have studied and put my point across. That's the other thing that my wife hates it, but then it's a fun. So please sign up, please suggest the topics, try to keep the topics that do not require too much of research for the members, and they can put across the ideas in a very easy manner. Ken, I would also like to hear your feedback. What is your feedback on the overall meeting quality?
Okay, today meeting is so amazing. You guys prepare well for the customs, for background, for everything. And yeah, the prepared speaks. And yes, I really enjoy the prepared speaks and table topics sessions. Yeah, so a little bit scary. Yeah. Yeah, so I have a great time today. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. We would love to hear you, and please share your email ID with us so that we can add you in our email list and we can send you email updates about our future upcoming meetings. Yeah. That's it from the VP Education. Yeah, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. So that's it from the presiding officer and VP Education's desk. Thank you. Happy Halloween, and the meeting is officially over.
Thank you. Bye-bye.